All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Upstream Kubernetes mentoring planning session. This is our monthly meeting. I think it's changing TBD. My name is Paris. Thank you for joining us. It's not often that we have 8 people join this call, so I'm super pumped about it. We have some major file structure changes that I wanted to talk about today. I also wanted to go through some of our program updates, and I'm going to update the agenda in 1 second. And then, also, of course, have an open discussion. Cool. Also, I did want to give a chance to have intros because this is a new call for a lot of folks, and I'm not sure. I think most folks might know each other, but I also see some names that I might not know either. So I think just a round of very quick intros is in order. I'll start. Again, my name's Paris. I work at Google. I used to be a chair of this. Now this is Bob's show for the most part. Bob's waving. But I do, Subproject owns some of this good stuff. And for the new folks to the community, we can explain what that means later. But mentoring is very, very close to me. So Marky, who are you and why are you here?
My name is Marky. I like long walks on the beach. Sorry, wrong intro. My name is Marky. I am a software engineer. I am one of the reviewers for the mentoring sub project, and I'm here to make awesome things happen and continue to happen.
Yay, Allison. I'm so glad you're here. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Allison. I am a CNCF ambassador. I help out with a contributor summit. I thought I'd hop into this mentoring meeting because it's at a really good time for me right now. And yeah, I'm really excited to be here with y'all.
Yay, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Killen, or Mr. Bobby Tables in like Slack, Twitter, everything. I'm a research cloud administrator for the University of Michigan, and I am also the co-chair of Contributor Experience.
Yay, Laura.
I'm Laura Santa Maria. I'm a developer advocate at LogDNA, and I am here mainly because I like making contributors feel welcome. So, and those are lots of discs on the wall.
Yay, discs. Bart.
Hi everyone, I'm Bart and I'm open source engineer at VMware. I'm also co-chair of Kate's Infra Working Group, and I'm also here because I really like the new people to feel welcomed, and I'm trying to improve in that field a little bit. So I'm just curious and also happy to be here.
Yes. So the other news is I have to jump in 20 minutes. There is a SIG chair TL meeting because this is the Kubernetes life. So I did want to get everybody jump started though with my typical stand up because this holds both me and everybody else accountable. Else we would not get anything done. So what I'm going to do is go through our typical programs. If you were on the contributor experience meeting yesterday, this is pretty much the same stuff, but a lot of you weren't. So again, context is king around Kubernetes land. So I'm just going to give you some context. I don't think Eeyore is on the line right now. Eeyore, do you want to tell folks a little bit about where we are with GSOC right now? And does everybody know what GSOC is? Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. And by the way, if there's anything that anyone doesn't know, again, there's new folks on the call, jargon or whatever, just pause and tell me and we'll figure that out. All right, Eeyore, what's up with GSOC?
So we are waiting for the final confirmation from Google if we are accepted. There are no reasons to have us not accepted, but we are still waiting for the formal confirmation. And we are also waiting for the number of slots that CNCF will receive this year with Google's help. So we're waiting for it until February 25th, as far as I remember. So just a few weeks left. We also have a few proposals from the community. Totally, we have around 25 proposals from the whole CNCF community, including 3 or 4 from Kubernetes itself. So
Yeah.
pretty good number, and that means that it will receive enough slots, so Kubernetes will receive at least one or even a few guaranteed slots this year.
Awesome. Oh, so Eeyore, do me a favor, put those numbers in the agenda for me.
Yep,
You're
I'll
awesome.
do.
Thanks so much for all the GSOC support that you give us. It's awesome. And for those that don't know, I think 2 of our top 10 contributors came from GSOC programs. So it's some really good stuff, really good program. So
When I'm
you
still
want to
here, can you also make Yep, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, when I'm still here, I can make a brief update about the Community Bridge, another mentoring program, which is been by the Linux Foundation. So we have the ongoing round right now, and just a few days ago, we have finished the first evaluation of the students, and we don't have any failed students with Kubernetes. So we had 2 students with Kubernetes, and both of them are going forward. So we'll have the final results of the Community Bridge by March 16, and hopefully all the students that have passed the first evaluation will pass the final one as well. That's it from me on Google Server Code and Community Bridge.
I also may have another Community Bridge student for you, and I'm going to reach out to you offline. I need to talk to the student about their intentions first before I get in too deep into the paperwork. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, we expect another round probably in Q2. So nothing is confirmed, but we'll stay in touch.
Sweet. All right. Thank you, Eeyore. Does anybody have any questions for Eeyore? Hey, Matt, with the Struggle Fest Zoom. All right. So next is Meet Our Contributors. For those who haven't seen, it's a monthly program that we do, a YouTube series between 3 and 6 upstream contributors get on a line, answer a bunch of random questions. They're legit random. Sometimes it's what's your favorite color? That's not often. To why is my test flaking? But most notably things like where do I join? How do I become a better reviewer? What are resources that you utilize for XYZ thing? And we are at the point now where we're ready to scale it. So typically some of the as far as metrics and things are concerned, some of the viewership is anywhere between 20 live to 100 and some live, and then recordings in the hundreds to the thousands. So it's scalable mentoring. We call it Mentors on Demand. It's working. We just need to also figure out how to better engage with some of the SIGs more intentionally. I think that's a little bit later on. But I think we're ready to get a second host, AKA not me. I still want to do it, by the way, second host. Like, I just don't want to do a second time. We tried that. I burnt out. I'm not doing it. So I'm looking for a second host. Number one, I did do hosting guidelines. They're in a very work in progress state right now in the folder. Anybody that like screams like, oh my gosh, I want to do this. Everybody's like silent.
Could you talk a little more about the time commitment?
Yeah. So time commitment, I would say definitely 1 hour for the actual show. I do probably 30-minute to 45-minute prep beforehand. I would say curation is mostly with back and forth. And also, by the way, all of this process stuff can get better. This is just like where we are right now. But I would say 5 hours a month, like that's on the heavy side. That's probably on the you're getting onboarded side. Maybe 3 when like you're onboarded kind of thing and up and running.
Totally. That's helpful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think on it, but any form of hosting, podcasting type thing, my whole body screams yes, and my calendar says maybe take another look real quick.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And I'm the same way. So that's why I was like, oh, I'm very empathetic, which is like it's like a double-edged. I'm very empathetic, and I know like this whole time zone thing sucks. So I did the like out of the gate, let's do 2 time zones. Like, let's be empathetic. And then it was like, no, this is not cool. Because like on the same day, it was a 7:30 a.m. PT and a 7:30 p.m. PT. So it was like, no, we're dying here. Let's not do that. But anyway, so no pressure to anyone on the line now. I just wanted to at least I'm going to obviously put a word out on the mailing list and stuff like that. But to this small group, we're officially at that stage where we can have people host and guest host and do a second time. So.
Paris, I have some cycles if you don't have anybody or anybody else is not, dying to do it.
Yeah. And it's like not like getting a second time isn't necessarily on fire, right? I don't think any of this stuff is necessarily on fire. So it's, if somebody has the cycles and wants to do it, great. So
you could put me down, but you can also ask.
Awesome. All right. And then outreachy, I'm going to roll right into the next one. This is quick and easy. We've been participating in outreachy for quite some time. Outreach is a third party service that pays interns. Yay for open source. Kind of like GSOC. So we've been participating, and we're participating currently. She's working on the contributor site. It's Vishka. And then we have a new semester coming up, and we're going to put in another one for the contributor site. But we also have other money. So if we want to put in for more, we can. So if there's other project ideas that either you have or you think other SIGs might have, we're about to start the comms on that. So that's half announcement, and then the other half is questions, concerns, comments. All right, Bob, I feel like we can probably get another intern for like specifically dev guide and contributor guide updates too.
And that, or if anyone has like a lot of front end experience, that would be awesome.
Yeah, well, that we can ask for that with the contributor site if you want to.
Yeah, the front end I think is the thing that like we really need help on. The contributor and developer guide is a little bit more difficult just because, at least once you start diving the developer guide, you need a bit more context and a lot of that stuff. Like I was going through and reading like some of the specific instructions, and just like I'll have to go, spelunking and some stuff to get more info on this.
Okay, cool.
A lot of experience JavaScript, and I can help with that. It depends how much of the time it will take, but definitely some advice, some helping in that area is something which I can do.
Oh, great, Bart. Thank you. Yeah, there's Bart, like we should definitely talk offline too, because I think there's some other lingering automation related projects too that if we could get some interns, and you could probably help with that too. And of course, this is rolling advice for working group Kate's Infra too. So like if y'all ever have a need for an intern, like you can see that there's, from here on out for the rest of the year, there's either GSOC or Outreachy or some way for you to get an intern pipeline. So it doesn't necessarily need to be now. So
definitely.
Cool. And that's it for programmatic updates. Questions, concerns, comments about any of the things that we've designated programs? Cool. All right. The only other thing on that I had on the open agenda, and then open it up to everybody else, is I did remodel the mentoring folder. It was stale as hell. My bad, definitely on that. And we've also, as you heard from Marky, promoted Marky into the owner's file. And we're definitely looking for other people to come in and own some of this stuff as well. So if you're interested, I laid out like everything that we do from a mentoring activities perspective. I'll share my screen right now for those that don't have it in front of you. The mentoring activities, so like mentors on demand, long-term mentoring strategy with it, which is group mentoring, specific topics and activities, one-on-one hour. That's very work in progress right now. Role-based shadow programs. This is like with the intention of listing all of the teams that we have available, like the release team, the events team for Contributor Summit, the all triage teams. So people have like a one-stop shop of how to get involved with some of the actual onboarding paths that we have here, because we do a very bad job of telling people that we have them. Because we have at least 20 of them. So it's like, wow, we do have onboarding paths. We just don't necessarily tell people about it, right? So like this could be like that one-stop shop for onboarding. And then that was pretty much it. And then also I added the processes. So this is where you can get things like how to host meet our contributors. And how to do group mentoring, for instance. Again, all this is just so work in progress, but that's where we are right now. I'm just happy to be here. So who else had something on the agenda that they wanted to discuss for today? Anybody? Everybody's just kind of like here to hang. So,
I have one thing.
Yeah, shoot.
There was a doodle that was sent out, I believe.
Yes, thank you.
Cool. Go ahead, Paris.
No, you go. You go.
There was a doodle sent out for the mentoring subproject. Please fill out that doodle so Nikita can get the new meeting, which will be a more regularly scheduled meeting. This is the more mentoring upstream meeting, but we will have a subproject mentoring meeting where last we were breaking out personas and all of the, Paris did a lot of work there. So if you don't have that, let me know. I'll make sure you get that. If you can just also fill that doodle out, I'd be much appreciated. Laura, do you have a question?
That doodle, I think, had some issues with time zones.
Yeah, that was I think it needs to be resent out with the little checkbox or whatever to convert to your local time zone. Because
I was looking at I think one of them was 1 a.m. for me. I was like, but that's not right because it was 1 a.m.
You mean
on
you
someone
can't
else's.
do 1 a.m.? You can't do
No,
1 a.m.?
no, it wasn't that. No, like we were sharing screenshots in the thread, and it was like 1 a.m. summertime, and then it was 1 a.m. Central, and
Yeah,
I'm like, this doesn't match because it should change. Okay, I just wanted to make sure there was another one coming out that hopefully had the time zone thing fixed.
I had the same question regarding the doodle. I think I have posted the doodle that was posted out. I just pinged in the chat. I think I had the same question. Marky, you took it up. Thanks.
I will get with Nikita to see what we can fix there, and we'll get that back out. Thank you, everybody.
And Marky, that doodle's intention is to reschedule this meeting. So this this meeting will no longer. That doodle is for the legit sub-project. And the cadence is going to bi-weekly and not monthly.
Thank you very much for clarifying.
Yeah. Now that we've got more people and clearly people want to meet more regularly, which is great. Thank you. Woo! That's awesome. So now we're going to a new cadence, and we'll get, like I said, we'll get like that. Anybody else have any other open discussions or anything? I don't want to get into group mentoring now, but group mentoring is an awesome strategy for us to employ. And if folks are interested in building out this kind of a program, meaning something that is targeting reviewers and approvers, please see me. We're definitely at a very introductory stage. We've had 3 SIGs try it. It works. So that's my pitch for group mentoring as well. So Allison, why don't you tell these fine folks what you're up to with New Contributor Workshop?
Oh, yeah. So we've been working on the content proposal, which is all about structuring what we're going to present. I've been thinking quite a lot about with this, with Contributor Summit, how we're going to feed that documentation back into the contributor document site. Because I think what we want to do is we don't want to send people away with a bunch of slides, but actually at the end of the summit, send them a link to like a reference, which is kind of a more condensed version of the slides. So lots of ideas and stuff at the moment. Yeah, and next week we're going to solidify, we're going to finish up the content proposal and hopefully get into more of the slides and building the workshops. Is that a good summary?
Yeah, does anybody need context for that? I mean, I understood it from my contextual background, but I know there's new folks on the call. Do folks know that we do a New Contributor Workshop? Okay, all right, I just want to make sure. Yeah, Allison is a lead for us for the, I want to say Barcelona every time. It's not Barcelona, it's Amsterdam. And we do this every time we do a summit. And so if y'all are very interested in the New Contributor Workshop too, we need more leads for future summits. And it's a shadow program. Bob's doing it for Boston. Bob will probably plug it later on. But I'm plugging it now just as a heads up for the new folks on the call that this is like yet another opportunity to get involved. So cool. Anybody else with open discussion items that they wanted to talk about? We'll also have much more in-depth survey results. Mentoring was definitely hit on plenty of times within that survey. I'd like for us to do an analysis at some point of, okay, what are we missing? We've got a ton of projects and programs on here. They're all in different various states, meaning work in progress, launched, like scaled into an oblivion, etc. So it would be very cool to do some kind of analysis like that. So that's it for me. All right. Been real. Is that our 30-minute monthly?
It's our 30-minute monthly.
Samuel,
So.
did you have a question?
Not question, but to Bob. Yesterday, Bob, I think yesterday's meeting you have posted the link for the repositories, right? The link that scans the repositories and then giving up. There was a Grafana URL.
For
Oh,
dev stats?
the dev stat stuff.
Yeah, regarding that. So, is it anything that we need to follow up on that, or just that just to see and then just try to find out?
No, we pretty much have them all tracked down except for some like really old repos. So we're pretty good there.
Okay. Just wanted to find out because I just gone through them, but I could not find anything that needs to be. Okay, yeah. But then again, regarding the guide and developer's guide, I'll be going through today and tomorrow, and I'll hit you up if there's anything else that
Awesome.
I do. Okay. That's it from my side. Thanks.
All right, I'm jumping. I will personally help any one of you on this call get jump started into anything on this project. Reach out to me, okay? There's plenty of opportunities. All are great. See you soon.